That can't be right. It's only the 5th, for fuck's sake. Man. I'm not even trying to win anymore. I'm just trying like hell out here to not lose. As the man said, it's hard out there for a pimp. Fuck it. It's time for It is time for a drink, right?
Yeah, I have it 5 minutes past time for a cocktail.
Okay.
Wait, no. Okay, you're good.
It's time for a drink. Good evening, seafaring friends, combat zone battle buddies, and the rest of you. Welcome to another gripping episode of Before the Mast, a show where I get uncomfortably inebriated and tell you, my tens and tens of viewers, my ridiculous stories from my many years at sea and few years in combat zones. Tales from the depths of the ocean to the depths of despair. Accounts of extreme excitement that are truer than you'd think. See, every story I tell has a basis in fact. I might embellish a little bit here and there for the sake of your entertainment, but no matter what, it is always rooted in truth. These things actually happened. Thanks. In fact, the last episode, well, that had accompanying video to prove what I say. So if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch episode 36.
The Long Night.
That's the one. Are you finished? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Before we get going, please, por favor, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm almost to 100 subscribers. Tonight we are roving deep into the mysterious and exotic jungle that is tiki, where we will come out with a cocktail that is both tiki and not rum. I like rum more than I like whiskey. Yeah, but we can't only do rum drinks. Why the hell not? Just shut up and drink your drink. Rum, 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 rum. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll do a side-by-side comparison. The first drink is the Iron Ranger, which is bourbon-based. The second is the Rogue Wave, which is rum-based. To the bar! Well, that was quite a journey. The recipe for these drinks will be down in the description. Both drinks are exactly the same except for the booze. Speaking of which, yes, the magic of editing. And look, I got Myers. I don't know what's been going on with Myers for around the last month, but everybody, including Bevmo, has been out of the stuff. It's painful because Myers is my go-to rum when I want a dark rum. In fact, if anybody from Myers is watching this, what the hell, man? Yeah, what the hell, man? Without Myers, my cocktail world comes crashing down. Life is just less livable when the rum is gone. Yeah, why is the rum always gone? Anyway, let's build these beverages. We're going to go with the Iron Ranger first. I use Maker's Mark whiskey for this one because it has a nice flavor that will shine through with, well, you'll find out. And there it is, the Iron Ranger. And there it is, the Rogue Wave. We'll try the Iron Ranger first. Cheers. That is really good. You really taste the Maker's Mark in this, and I think it's the cinnamon that brings it out. The cinnamon and the mint on the nose, that's good stuff. Let's try the Rogue Wave. Bottoms up. That is an altogether different drink. Even though it's the same ingredients except the base of the booze, it is a completely different drink. It's not bad though. I'm wondering maybe I should have used like a light rum or a gold rum, because the Myers just like, Myers is powerful. Yeah, I think I might try it with light rum next. Either way, the Rogue Wave is really good. Speaking of Rogue Waves, sit right back and I will tell you the hellish tale of sailors just trying to survive a stormy night in the South China Sea. It was the spring of 2009. It was the same deployment as the Long Night occurred. I don't remember if this was before or after the Long Night, and that's neither here nor there. Yes, I still had an untreated, shattered right foot. Thanks for asking. It was the middle of the night, probably between midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. The USS McCampbell Air Debt was full of nocturnal creatures back then. Well, we seemingly always had flight quarters in the middle of the night. But when Air Debt would tag team us, that's when the real fun started. The Air Debt had night shifts and they had day shifts. The McCampbell crew, on the other hand, well, the flight deck crew that you had at 3 o'clock in the morning is the same flight deck crew that you were going to have at 6:30 in the morning. Which is also the same flight deck crew that you'll have at noon or 3 in the afternoon. You get the picture. The sea was angry. The winds were fierce. It was so dark only the flight deck was illuminated. We might as well have been floating in outer space, except every once in a while a wave taller than the deck would crest and catch the amber lights and remind you that at any moment God can smite you. The first job we had to accomplish was lowering the nets. The safety nets are heavy steel frames with steel wire mesh. Lowering the nets was accomplished with a boat hook, and when the nets didn't cooperate, pure fucking anger. Now, for reasons that I, as a humble bosun mate, am not privy to, every time we went to flight quarters and went to start lowering the nets, some schmuck in the pilot house would kick the ship up to like ramming fucking speed and then turn hard to port. Well, this in turn would heel the ship over to starboard and churn the water into a giant rooster tail. Now I'm sure that the guys in the pilot house were getting their jollies off of feeling the power, 33,600 horses under their feet. While they took a 9,600 ton warship and treated it like it was in Parnelli's paradise. But we on the flight deck were not amused. On a good day, this might get you sprayed in the face or make you walk into a bulkhead. This was not a good day. In fact, it wasn't even daytime. Me and a cat named Sontag were lowering nets on the starboard side while another crew was busy lowering the nets on the port side, and also another group of sailors lowering the nets on the stern. Sontag and I were about halfway through all the nets on the starboard side, while unbeknownst to us, the crew on the port side and the crew of the stern had finally converged on one net in the corner. Like the meeting of the fucking railroads. I was kneeling down trying to convince a stingy cotter pin to come out, while Sontag was holding on to the net with a boat hook. Sontag had a structure behind him on the deck, which was the windows for flight deck control space below the flight deck. That's when the proverbial shit hit the proverbial fan. I heard a kerfuffle behind me, with people yelling to get inside. I figured they just didn't want to get wet. But that's when I heard Weaver, who was the flight deck LSE for the night, scream my name frantically and in a panic from the hangar bay. Well, I looked up, still fiddle fucking with the cotter pin, and looming out of the dark, coming into the reach of the amber lights, was a wave. But this wave was different for reasons other than its titanic size. It was going from starboard to port, while the rest of the sea was going bow to stern. One of these kids is not the same. One of these kids is doing his own thing. I'm going to get sued by Sesame Street. Now, I wanted to tell Sontag to hold on. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But what I do know for absolute certain that I said was, fuck. I didn't yell it. I didn't say it in a panic. I just said it flatly. I thought to myself, this is how I end. And, well, I found it fitting that my last word on this earth was going to be fuck. Time, it's hard to explain, but time slowed down. Like, really slowed down. I just remember looking in awe as I saw the wave come into the light, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Then I found myself suddenly underwater. My feet were lifting off the deck. My body was tumbling upside down, like God was dragging me by the legs. I tried reaching out in the dark water, groping, hoping to catch a deck fitting or a pad eye. My hands were being dragged across the non-skid deck. My skin was being just torn off my fingers and my palms. And I felt a pad eye. So I tried to hold on to it, but God was just dragging my ass too hard, and it slipped out of my grasp. I could no longer feel the deck. Only the sea was suspending me like a babe in the womb. Now, I know a lot of people who say during their near-death experiences they've seen their life flash in front of their eyes. In all 4 of my near-death experiences that I'm willing to talk about, I never saw that. Time just slowed down. I saw every second like it took a year. It's hard to explain. I used to tell my guys in both the Navy and the Army that it doesn't matter what cool survival gear you have. It doesn't matter if you're wearing enough body armor for 2 people inside an MRAP. It doesn't matter if you're the best swimmer in the pool or if you know exactly how to react and when. If it's your time to go, you will go. And that's when I decided to stop fighting it. I decided it was my time to go. Except, unfortunately for you, it was not. Because I'm still here. Surprise! Well, the crew that took down the nets on the port side never got the chance to take down that corner net. Which I might add was only 6 feet wide and about 4 feet tall. It wasn't that big. That's what she said. And I slammed into it. I was coughing up seawater. It's like coughing up water, only exponentially worse for all you landsmen out there. Eventually I could see again. Sontag was still where we had left him, over by where we started. It looked like he got caught up on the hatch that went down to the flight deck control space. Everyone was running out of the hangar towards Sontag, who was complaining about his knee. Don't get me wrong, he got injured. I'm not diminishing his experience. Everyone helped Sontag limp back into the ship. I got to my feet, and I had to shake my head at the whole thing. Weaver came running out asking me if I was okay. You know, she was the only one who came to check on me. So Weaver if you're watching this one's for you. Seriously. Cheers, Weaver. I love you. No, really, I do. In a, you know. I looked down at my hands, which looked like raw hamburger, and noticed that the legs of my coveralls were shredded. We walked together back to the hangar bay. Every step I took sounded like fucking Squidward. Squish, 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 squish. Like that. About 3/4 of the way to the hangar bay, my float coat finally inflated. Weaver just laughed hysterically. I just shook my head, realizing that if I had actually gone overboard, the only thing that float coat would have done for me is bring my blue bloated body up to the surface. Sometimes you just gotta embrace the suck. My friend Chris, who is also a shipmate of mine on the Mighty McCampbell, well, he has a veteran-owned business called Mandatory Fun. Great name. You can find that link down in the description. If you're into challenge coins and dark, irreverent humor, Mandatory Fun's the place. I'm going to talk more about Mandatory Fun and my friend Chris in the next episode. But until then, let me give you a little teaser. Don't worry, I have a firm grasp on him. And I'm cupping the balls. It says, embrace the suck. Please go to Mandatory Fun and check it out. You will laugh because it's funny. You'll cry because you miss it. And you might burst into flames because you're pissed at yourself that you miss it. Again, that link is down in the description. And until next time, no matter what life throws at you, stay dry, friends. Not dry in the sense that a lot of southern towns are dry on Sundays. I won't mention any names, Huntington, Tennessee. Cheers, assholes. That's when the that's when the perverted shit. No, I don't want perverted shit. That doesn't sound good at all. That doesn't sound fun at all. Not even. Just had flashbacks of 2 girls, 1 cup. That's when the proverbial depths of despair. I did it again. Whoopsies. I'm going to need another one. But do I go with rum? Or do I go with bourbon? choices. I could just make one of each. One drink at a time, Lord Jesus. Bourbon, that's what we're going with. No, rum. Rogue Wave. Going with the Rogue Wave because I'm telling the story of the motherfucking Rogue Waves that almost killed me. What are they going to do? Take away my birthday and say I can't have PTSD no more? God save America. God bless the king. Fuck that up. The only thing that float coat would have done for me is bring my blue bloated bloody up the blue bloated bloody. I don't think I embellished this one at all. It actually went down as told. Anyway. God. This was 14 years, man. This was 14 years ago. Like 14 years around this time of year. Holy fuck. What? 14 years, man. I will not be the old guy. It's too late. Unless you were on Crash and Salvage. You could sleep through the whole fucking thing. I regret that.